With a shotgun in your mouth, shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. Watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house.
Well, everybody, we're back for a second live tonight. This is Drakkar, and with me, as always, is my partner in crime, Calibus Rand, the Dar'manda. This is the Dar'manda and the Marshal show. With us tonight again is our first lady of fandom, who we have the utmost respect for and love, Miss Liz. Miss Liz, how are we doing tonight, dear?
I'm doing fine. I like your friend Jason. He's pretty cool.
Yes, that was definitely a great interview. And Jason, thank you again for joining us. That was absolutely fantastic, and we appreciated it. Now, we are on part 3 of our Miss Liz fandom. And this has become a fandom in itself for me, to be honest with you, because you have opened my eyes to a lot of different things as far as fandom goes, and it is absolutely fantastic, and I appreciate it. So, you said we have some more pictures.
Oh, yes, we do.
Why don't we go ahead and start there again this time, and we'll work our way on through.
That's a bookmark, and it's signed by Steven.
B5.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's great.
He was a very, very nice man. You know, he was from Richmond.
No, I didn't know that.
Yep. He was a native Richmond.
That's excellent.
And then we've got, there's 2 pictures here. Can you see it?
Yeah, hold it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Lou Gossett.
Oh, wow.
Okay, you just absolutely hammered my head.
Wow.
And there he is playing he was in Stargate, among other things. But that's how I met him, through Stargate.
One of my favorite stars from the 80s.
He's a really cool gentleman, by the way. I met him twice. And here's another one of my friends from Firefly. Also a very, very nice guy.
I guess he's better known as the demon on Supernatural now, but yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. But when I knew him, he was on Stargate. And he was playing a rather disreputable character. But he's a really nice man in life. I want to make sure I put Lou's picture back in here. I don't want to lose that. Because I don't know if we'll ever get to meet him again, you know? He's getting up there in years.
I was just about to say, it's not like he's a young man, but last time I saw him, he was still very mobile.
Yep. Corey Nemec. He was on Stargate for 1 season. He took Daniel's place when Daniel went on hiatus for 1 year.
Uh-huh.
Also a sweet man. I also made him a teddy bear too, which he was absolutely thrilled about. And he signed it. And for us who watched Andromeda, it's Gordon Michael Woodleaf.
Oh,
He was one of the major people in Andromeda.
wow.
Also a very nice guy, fun to be around. Got a good really good sense of humor, just like Corey. Corey's got a really good sense of humor too. He's fun to hang out with. And the next person who's been in other things besides Stargate Atlantis, but this is how he got his start. He's been in a lot of things since then. It was Paul. He was in Stargate Atlantis. He was also in Stargate, the series, and his character in Stargate wasn't very likable. But when he got moved over to Stargate Atlantis, his character really got to be likable. He's a Canadian, I think.
Yeah, but didn't he have like the Irish or Scottish accent when he did his?
Yeah, well, he's got his parents are from there, so naturally, he's got the accent.
I was going to say there's a lot of Scottish in Canada, especially around Ontario.
And everybody's Star Trek favorite villains, who's, by the way, one of the nicest people I've ever met. And every time I see him, he's got to hug me and take pictures with me, and we got to talk about the old days, that kind of thing. Let me see, the last time I saw him, he was just starting to turn gray. Now he's totally gray. I saw him about 3 years ago the last time.
Cute.
It's cute. And this guy, superhuman being, we've had numerous conversations. I have a story about him which you will definitely want, especially if you're old enough to remember the Kent State shoot up.
Well, do tell, Miss Liz. Do tell.
Huh?
Tell us.
Okay.
I'm very curious.
Yeah, you got my.
There. He was going to college at Kent State University at the time, and he was on the tundra grounds when the shooting was happening. He was one of the witnesses. He had to go to the congressional investigation in Washington, D.C. and testify. He also, they got to go to the White House and so on and so forth. And he told me all about it. And the reason we stuck up that conversation is my sister went to Kent State University. Okay? She got a master's and a doctorate from there. So when he found out about that, he and I were friends for life after that. We just talk. And I was totally floored when I found out about that.
So through this event, you and him just clicked and sparked a friendship.
Yep. And he always asks me how my sister's doing every time I see him.
Wow.
Because my sister is a professor She teaches undergrads at Marshall's University in West Virginia. Very smart lady. She has a bachelor's, 2 masters, and a doctorate. So she's smart.
Yeah.
She's the one I went to Disney World the last time. Took her down.
Ah.
She earned it. Okay. We already did Paul. We already did Q. And remember, I told you I knew the guy from Police Academy?
Uh-huh. I remember that. Mahoney! Oh my gosh.
Michael Winslow.
Yeah, Michael and I were friends, became friends. He loved my teddy bears, by the way. Got several pictures with him and the teddy bears. And he also does a really good gremlin, by the way.
He does a really good lot of things. He was on AGT,
I know,
America's Got Talent, not long ago.
Incredible.
And yeah, he does the whole Leonard Skinner guitar, it just, oh my God, he blows me away. Absolutely blows me away with what he does.
Yeah, he made it through a couple of the selections, but he didn't make it to the finals. But he made it to the what was it, the top 12 or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Where it got voted out.
Your fandom, it's so diverse. It is so diverse.
And here we go.
The O'Neill.
Oh my God.
Thanks. And the only reason I have O'Neill is because of when you make friends with the celebrities, on the series and whatnot, they have a tendency to get you things. That's the only reason I have Bruce Boxleitner's signature is because when one of my friends with the doctor, he's the one that got me the Bruce Boxleitner, and I'm so glad he did, because every time I was supposed to meet him, he canceled. So I've never gotten to physically meet him. I got his autograph, but I've never gotten to meet him. But that's MacGyver.
You love MacGyver, don't you, Miss Liz?
I like Richard Dean Anderson a lot. I have an entire book that's nothing but from his General Hospital days all the way through MacGyver through Stargate. I have it all. One of my favorite people. And if you've ever been into my house, which someday you will, you'll notice that one side of my refrigerator is nothing but him. Magnets. And here's another really sweet guy who I really enjoy. It's Christopher Judge. He does animation voices now for, like Transformers and stuff like that.
And he's also the God of War.
Yeah.
The video game, God of War. That's him.
Oh, he's in that too, huh?
Yes. He is the main voice.
Well, I got a really good story about him too.
Well, do tell. Do tell.
When we were down at Dragon Con, one of the times we saw him, he was on a panel with him and Michael Shanks and Ivanova. No, couple other people from Stargate, right? And I think it was Michael Shanks's wife who was there also. And they were all on the stage. You can actually find this on YouTube if you look it up. But it's hilarious. Somebody made a reference to a CSI episode that had something to do with furries. You know what a furry is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Christopher did not. He never knew about furries. He had no idea.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. And between Michael Shanks and his wife and the person who was at the microphone educated Christopher about furries. And when his response, other than turning slightly red and laughing his head off, and said in one great big voice, "When can I get the suit?" He wanted to dress up like a furry. And then the lady who was Michael Shanks' wife whispered to him about what furries do in those suits. And he did that.
Oh my God!
At the CSI episode, in one of I think like the third season or something like that, they had to go and investigate a murder in CSI at a furry convention.
That's what Jason was saying.
Jason just put it furry murder convention. Oh my God!
You have to look it up. It's on. I'm hoping it's still on YouTube, but it is. His reaction to the whole thing was priceless. He had everybody in stitches.
Oh my God!
And Michael Shanks was very embarrassed about the whole thing because he's the one that brought it up, and he was not just going, "Oh God, no." Especially when his wife had to explain to him that what furries were and what they did in those outfits.
Oh my God!
He just took it. It was great, and I'll never forget it. So when you see Christopher, you can always tease him about that. And a friend of mine got me this. I've actually never met him, but I have his autograph. A friend of mine got me this.
007.
007. Pierce Brosnan. And here's one of them. God, I miss him terribly. He was so talented. And it was such a shame that he died so early. Grant.
Oh, you met a Mythbuster.
I met all the Mythbusters.
Oh.
I saw him. I met all everybody. I did not meet Adam and whatnot because they weren't there, but everybody else I met. And I got their bobbleheads too. She made a limited edition of the bobbleheads because she had she got injured or something and she couldn't do anything. They told her she had to do a bed rest or stay home or whatever. And she made about a dozen or more bobbleheads. And she brought them to the convention, and I was able to get one from Grant. Another really nice person. And look how talented he was. He worked on Star Wars.
He made the child Grogu to give.
Yeah,
to
but it never got to go out because he died before it, you know.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was his final project.
Yep.
Yeah.
I saw the video. And then there's another picture of Christopher. And another everybody's favorite, Geordie.
Oh, nice. Mr. LaForge.
Yes. At the time, I wanted to also get his his Roots one, but he was all out at the time. So all I got was Geordie. And then we've got Tucker.
Trip.
Yeah.
We were all quite bummed when they killed his character off.
Yeah, me too. He was one of the best.
Really nice guy too. And here's a classic, and I got to meet him before he died. And when they say that people can be a curmudgeon and grumpy, he fits the bill. But he was nice to me. It's Mickey Rooney.
Oh, yeah, I heard he could be grumpy like the car.
You know what? You gonna have it out tonight. Yeah, Jason, Reading Rainbow. Yes.
I really enjoyed meeting him, even though he could be a bit of a curmudgeon and slightly grumpy. But the man's been he's been in showbiz since he was little. So, and he's had his ups and his downs. So he's got a good reason to be, you know.
I think one of my favorite roles with him was actually in Pete's Dragon.
In what?
He was in Pete's Dragon, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where he played the Lightkeeper.
I liked a lot of his ones when he was a teenager. I've got a lot of those on the ones I can find on DVD. I've got.
Mm-hmm.
They're very hard to come by. And then of course there are a few adult ones that I like. But I was so thrilled I got to see him. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know who that is?
Mm-mm.
That's Pugsley.
Wow.
Oh my. Okay.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I got to meet him. I met him. I met his sister. I also met the gentleman who I met him a couple of times. The guy that was inside It's costume to play It, Cousin It. And I think I got to meet Uncle Fester too. All the same convention. And I met the gentleman who's still around, by the way, and still acting. It was inside It's costume. He's into photography. He likes to take pictures. So you can always talk to him about pictures. Nice guy. And here we go. You recognize who that is?
Is that Mr. Han or Mr. Han?
Yes, that's Mr. Han. He also played Lurch in the movies for Addams Family. Another nice guy. Very quiet. Kind of shy. And then, of course, Andre Cthulhus, the one-armed man.
The Fugitive. Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Plays Jakar. Also, a very nice man. And everybody's favorite android, other than Data,
Anthony Daniels.
Oh my. That is awesome.
Wow.
Do you realize he's been in every single one of the Star Wars movies, including the trilogies afterwards?
The sequels, yeah.
He's been in every single one. He's the only one.
I was going to say, he is the only one that's been in them all.
Yep. He does a really good job of emceeing, too. Because of the conventions, he was at Dragon Con a couple of times over the years, and they always had him do the auction, and he also helped with the Dawn contest. And he's got a sense of humor and a half. Well, I suppose when you have to run around in that outfit, he used to tell us some nightmare stories about that outfit. And okay, we got there's Sarah Hughes in this corner. Whoop, other corner. Sarah Hughes. She was in Stargate. She was also in Superman. She plays one of the villains in the black outfits. She's also done a couple other sci-fi stuff too.
Oh wow!
And then Peter Jurassic, who played Londo in the corner, and that's a really early picture of Peter because I've met him a few times over the years. We used to talk a lot, and then he stopped getting online and talking. So I don't know what's, And then of course, then there's my friend Stephen Austin. And the reason Stephen and I are friends is because I was working a convention at the beach, and he was there with Richard Hatch and a couple other people, and Von Craig was there, Aaron Gray was there, and a few others. But anyway, I was, basically staff, and I was helping at various tables and whatnot. And we had a rather interesting individual show up at the convention. And he wanted to meet Stephen Austin. But it wasn't him he wanted to meet. He wanted to see Lee Majors. He thought he was coming to see Stephen Austin, the $6 Million Man. And we had to save Stephen from him.
Oh my God.
So that's how Stephen and I became friends.
Oh my.
And we're still friends to this day. He works in Las Vegas. He's a manager, and he's also a stand-up comedian. Really nice guy. And Forey J. Ackerman. That's Forey J. Ackerman. He is the man for stop motion animation. You've seen Jason of the Argonauts and all those other stop motion Sinbad movies and whatnot like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Yes.
the man that's responsible for that,
Oh, damn.
among other things. Also, robots from, like The Day the Earth Stood Still and all that kind of, all those 50s, early 50s and 60s movies. Stop action, robot stuff, all that kind of stuff. Forey is the man. He's not around anymore either, but he was a really nice guy. And that's pretty much it for the pictures. That's all I brought out. And you said you wanted to hear Richard Hatt's story.
Yes, we want to go to the Richard Hatch story, and then we probably end up wrapping up from there because.
Okay.
Tell us about Richard Hatch.
Please.
Okay, I got two of them. One of them is a very funny one. And me and Thomas were working at a convention down at the beach back in the 80s. And the hotel was at the Virginia Beach Pavilion. That's before they rebuilt it and did the new stuff. This is the old one. And in the hotel, which is still there, by the way, you had to walk from there to the hotel and back. And Thomas and I, basically, we did security for that convention, like I almost always do for most. And Thomas and I were walking back to the hotel. And we saw this man hanging from a tree. And he was hanging upside down and doing flips and just kind of hanging like a monkey bars up on the tree. And this was early in the morning, like 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that, 7:30. I don't know. It was early. It's before anybody was there. And Thomas and I are looking at each other. I said, we better go take care of that. So we walked up got closer to the tree, and lo and behold, it was Richard Hatch. And apparently that's one of the things he did in the morning. This is back before I really got to know him really well. And he liked to do his morning stuff in the morning. And that tree had a perfect branch, and he was just doing his thing.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's classic. Oh.
And then, of course, I got to know him really well over the years. Knew that man for over almost 24, 25 years, off and on in various conventions and whatnot. I mean, we got to know each other, really well. And Marcus and I we were checking in at DragonCon one year. And we were in the lobby, and we were getting ready to go up to the the hotel registration to check into our room. And lo and behold, who walked up behind us and kind of hey, glad to see you. What you doing? What you doing? Where you going? What you doing? I said, well, we're going to check in, and then we're going to go get something to eat. He says, can I go with you? And he did that a couple of times over the years. He always was very good at inviting himself to dinner. But he was always fun to be with. So it was that particular dinner, it was me, Marcus, Bill, and Pam, and Richard Hatt's then girlfriend.
So Apollo just tagged along.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
He was good at tagging along. And, because we were friends, I got a lot of stuff book signings and pictures, and I always made sure he was taken care of, and drinks and when anything he needed he got, and he always took care of me too. And so when he invited himself to either drinks or dinner, I had no problem with it because I considered him a friend,
Yeah.
and his revolving door of girlfriends. But that's the only Richard Hatch story I have, that is worth telling.
There you go. Oh boy.
But I have, like I said, I have met quite a few over the years. Just like Chris. I even named a cat after him. One of my cats that I had for 12 years. His name was Seti Tilk O'Neill. And we called him Seti for short. And I made a picture for him, for Chris, and framed it, gave it to him, and had it with his name and all that kind of stuff on the back, and gave it to him one of the times I met him. And his wife was totally enamored with the picture, apparently, because the next time I saw him, he says, "Yeah, you made a big hit in my household with that picture." And I had Seti for 12 wonderful years. He was a nice cat. Anything else, guys?
I
can go on and on. I got more. I got more.
You continue to just absolutely blow me away week by week.
I mean,
I said it last time and I'm going to say it again. The life that you have lived is something that a lot of people absolutely dream about. I mean, you have just been there through so many different fandoms. Like Caleb said here just a little bit ago, your fandom base is just so wide and extravagant. It is absolutely fantastic that you're not just caught in one genre. Your fandom goes throughout all different genres, and it's absolutely fantastic.
Well, I've loved. I just consider myself extremely fortunate that I got to meet some of the early people in fandom. That the stuff we grew up on as kids. You never expected to meet any of those people. I mean, I met Frank Gorsham, who, by the way, was a chain smoker in the nth degree. That man smoked like a chimney.
You met the Riddler?
Oh, yeah, I met Frank Gorsham. And he reeked of cigarettes.
Kelly, so are you now understanding what I was saying?
Oh my God.
Okay, so
Liz, you touch on the fandoms. As my earliest memory of anything.
Both of them.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Do I look really dumbfounded right now or what? Oh my God.
Von Craig's the only one I really got to know. The other one, I only met her a couple of times, once or twice. And then I met one of the other ones that was in the Catwoman's in the movies. And running into her a couple of times. And she was a nice lady too. And she can sing. That's what she does. She goes out to various clubs and whatnot and sings for stuff. She's really cool. I got her picture and autograph somewhere around in here. But Jan Craig, now that was a nice lady. She was at the same convention that Stephen was at, and you know, all the other ones, and Aaron Gray and a couple other people. And she needed somebody to watch her table while she went. She had to go do something. And I was sitting there, you know, I had been sitting there talking to Stephen and Mark and one of the other actors, whatever. And I said, I'll watch the table for you. You know, it's okay. So that's what I did. And I watched her table for a while, and she gave me a picture for it. And I didn't ask for it. She just gave it to me. And I also, at that same convention, I met 3 of the kids from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory who are now adults. I met Veruca. I met Mike TV, and what's her name? The one who wanted everything, the blonde. Ended up going down the chute, the bag egg. Who, by the way, her daughter is a spitting image of her. She cloned her, I swear.
I was going to say, the blonde was Veruca, wasn't it?
I thought that was the one with the purple.
No, that's Violet.
Oh, Violet. I met her too.
You're turning Violet, Violet.
That's right. It was Veruca, and then Violet was... I really didn't talk to Violet. I only kind of sort of saw her. I didn't get her autograph or anything, but I got Mike's autograph and I got Veruca's autograph. I really didn't talk to Violet. She wasn't she wasn't quite as social as the other 2. You know, they were all sitting together. And like I said, we had a really good convention. We had quite a few people show up. Unfortunately, that convention didn't do fare well as far as money is concerned. We were supposed to have a really big star, and that's why I don't like him. Well, now I understand why he wasn't there, but at the time I was very, very, very unhappy about the fact that he didn't show up. He was from Star Wars. Oh God, now I gotta remember his character. The one who wore the red and black and the horns and kills Obi-Wan.
No, Qui-Gon. You're talking about Darth Maul.
Darth Maul, that's it.
Calibus.
Wow.
Calibus.
Darth Maul was
your jaw's hanging, sir.
Darth Maul was supposed to be our main guest. And like a couple of days before the show, before the convention, I don't know whether it was his agent or what happened. All I know is he didn't show up. And we lost. The poor guys that were putting the convention on lost some ching because he didn't show up. But we had everybody else. But it didn't matter. There was a serious amount of people who wanted to see him. And he was at the height of his... and I also met him later on down at Dragon Con. I'm sorry to say I was not very nice to him. I was standing there talking to one of my friends, another celebrity friend, and he walked up and he was listening, and he was standing there, and he was, I think he was a little jealous because he was getting all the attention and we weren't talking to him. I don't know. All I know is he looked at me and he goes, he told me who he was. I mean, and I said, yeah, I know who you are, and kept on talking. I basically gave him the cold shoulder. I shut him down. Poof. Because at that time I was still quite mad at the fact that he did not show up to the convention and didn't give us a reasonable explanation of why he didn't show up. It wasn't until years later that I found out, and I learned to forgive him. But at the time, I was, you know,
This Liz, yeah. Oh my God.
and he was a hot commodity back then.
Yeah,
I mean, people
remember.
were standing in line for 3 hours or more to fork out a huge amount of money to get his autograph at the time. This is when he was at the height of being, Darth Maul.
And only for that brief moment, because I remember in Phantom Menace, I loved the the dual lightsaber. That's the first time we ever saw it.
Yep.
And then he gets chopped in half and falls down the well, and I'm like, you killed off the only interesting. Oh my God, what is? And like you said, he got to be this.
He was kind of full of himself there for a while, and I think that's why I just treated him like any other person. He expected me to go all goo goo and gaga all over him because he was standing in front of me. And, at that point I met a lot of Star Wars people, over the years, and had several of them were friends of mine, that kind of thing. And so, matter of fact, I think it was one of the Star Wars. I think it was Jeremy or somebody that I was actually talking to. Something like, I can't remember. I just remember me shutting him down, but and he looked totally shocked that I was not, enamored with the fact that all these people are clamoring to see him and spent hours and going and could have cared less.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
I'm just, he stabbed my friends in the back, and I don't take that kindly.
Oh my God.
Oh, this is. I have to tell you, you are the Cosmic Portals and the 757 Geek Fandom's first lady of fandom. Oh my gosh, the amount that you just cover is extraordinary. And every time that we get with you, you tell me something that just makes my mind. I mean, I know someone now who knew the Riddler. You know what I mean? I'm just, oh my God.
I would have loved to have met Cesar Romero.
Right?
Oh man, that would have been great. I would. I do have urges. I have
Burgess Meredith?
Yeah, Burgess Meredith's autograph. I have his autograph. Somebody else got it for me. I never actually physically got to meet him, but I have his autograph.
Jeez.
I've got Montalban's autograph.
Mickey. You knew the Penguin and Mickey. Oh my God.
I would have liked to have met Adam West. I would have liked to have met, Dick Grayson, and I would have loved to have met Albert, because I always liked Albert. He was so cool.
I was like you. I was trying to get to conventions before Adam West passed, and I missed it. And that was my first real love of fandom, was the 1966 Batman. And to this day, I love, that is my all-time favorite Batmobile. I do not care about, I love the other ones. I collect them.
Yep.
But there's something about that 1966 Batmobile
Oh, it's the
coming
best.
out of that cave. You know what I mean?
It's the best.
I said, if I ever won the lottery, that's the car I would be driving away. I would be driving in.
Oh yeah, that Batmobile was super cool. I don't think I would have wanted to drive it because I don't think you could have seen over the. But it would have been nice to have ridden in. I don't think I would have wanted to drive it.
Well, the first Comic-Con that we had here in Virginia, the first Tidewater Comic-Con, they had the Batmobile.
Yep.
I was there, and unfortunately, I'm a bigger guy, so they didn't want me sitting in it, or it would hurt the Batmobile, or leaning against it, But my son got to sit in the Batmobile, so that was the closest that I got, and I still got the picture.
Yep.
So I got to see my son. I call him 4. I got to see him in that Batmobile, and he's looking at me, and he's like, "Dad, you just sneak in here." I'm like, "No, this will have to do." And I've got a picture of me and him sitting, his little self behind that Batmobile, and that's one of my, besides him being born, one of my greatest memories, because there's the car, the iconic car that I love, and my son is in it. So, what I mean?
When we were kids, we played Batman.
Yeah.
The kids in our neighborhood, we all did, and we had the towels wrapped around our necks and that kind of thing. And I always played Robin, and one of the other guys did Batman, and one of the other girls always did Catwoman, and that kind of thing. We ran around and played Batman and Robin, when we were kids.
Yeah.
So we liked Batman.
It was one of those things. But we're gonna wrap it up, Miss Liz. Thank you very much. This is the end of the part. Well, this is part 3. I don't think it will ever end, ladies and gentlemen. This is just too good to just keep to ourselves. And I love Miss Liz. We love having you on the show. And oh my God, just the amount of wisdom and the amount of fandom that you crossed over with is just staggering. I mean, it is a joy to have you here, and I appreciate your time and spending it with us.
I don't mind going down memory lane, because I love going down memory lane.
Well, I'll tell you now, my wife keeps beating me that we got to do a show with you a week at this point, because man, you've brought fandom to a whole nother generation of even just my children that sit here and watch us and go through. You keep throwing certain fandoms out there that they're like, I've never seen. Start to watch it.
Yeah,
listen to what she's saying and watch it. And they have, and they've picked up, and they're going, wow, that's who she met. Yeah, that's who she met. That's who she's talking about. She's talking about this person. She's talking about that person. So you've created another generation of fandom with just my kids watching all sorts of different shows that I never even fathomed that they would even try to watch, let alone truly enjoy. And I thank you for that.
Well, I've watched quite a bit, Andromeda and Stargate and Battlestar Galactica, the original.
Mm-hmm.
Lost in Space, Batman, all that kind of stuff. We just kind of grew up on it.
Right.
And MacGyver. You can't do anything without MacGyver. MacGyver can
right, the man that can do anything with bubble gum, duct tape, and a screwdriver. We got it all.
Well, that's going to do us, Miss Liz. I hate to ask, but I'm going to. Would you be willing to come back for a part 4?
Yeah, we'll have to dig out some more pictures. We'll have to figure out what kind of stories we can tell, because I've told the best ones.
You know what, Miss Liz? Here's the deal. I think even your worst stories are going to be the best stories from anybody else. You have absolutely blown me and Calibus away with everything that you're saying. You've got us hanging on like 2 lost dogs. I mean, it's crazy, because I become a kid listening to you. You know, you throw me back into my childhood and everything that I watched. And I know Calibus is looking at you in the same fashion, because you keep throwing out those specific names that are so near and dear to the 2 of us. And it's just like, oh my God, I'm 5. I'm 7. Oh, she's almost into my teenage years. Nope, I'm back to 3. Look, God, it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
like Calvin said, we got to do a part 4.
I got Billy Moomies.
Yes, I do believe Calibus is right. We are going to have to do a part 4, probably a part 5. Keep going on the 6. Miss Liz, as always, it's great to have you back with us again. Again, you have just made us so enjoyable, just so enjoyable. And we thank you highly and dearly for everything that you've done with us. And, you know, my wife's handing me a note. Libations with Liz. She's trying to come up with show names.
Well, you know I drink wine.
That's all right. Me and Calvis can drink what we need. You can have your wine.
And I have been out to drinks with several, you know, but I think I've told the best stories on that, going out to drinks with celebrities.
Like I said, I think your worst stories are going to be some of the best stories for some of us. Yeah. It just, we thank you so much.
Another one that likes to drink.
Well, we have had an absolute blast yet again. And thank you very much. And everybody that has stayed with us for yet almost another hour-long show back-to-back, we thank you for sticking with us. Obviously, Miss Liz is full of knowledge that everybody really needs to hear, because we don't get this type of fandom talk anywhere else. So, on behalf of the 757, the Priory of the Phoenix, Calibus and myself, we thank you highly for being here. And Miss Liz, as always, it is a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure to see you guys.
Well, that's going to wrap it up. We will see you next time. Miss Liz? Yeah.
We're going to, the 10th?
Yeah, we'll meet up. Yeah, we'll meet up then. And where is it?
And I got the Sprite, and hopefully the nice little goodie that I just got you will be here by then too.
Well, I definitely greatly appreciate that, as much as I appreciate Miss Liz knew the Riddler. That's just
right.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The man was a serious smoker. I don't, man. I am totally freaking amazed that man lived as long as he did, as much smoking as that man did. You know?
Well, definitely. So, we'll wrap it up, Miss Liz. Next Tuesday, 6 o'clock, part 4.
Yep.
All right.
Hopefully nothing's going to come up between now and then, you know?
Oh, definitely. If it does, we'll reschedule for
if it does, we'll move.
Well, yeah. Because, you know, as like Dakar said, your knowledge and you being in the fan base, the spectrum that you run is just too good not to explore. So we're going to go ahead and cut it here. Everyone, thank you for being with us for our second show that's an hour. Greatly appreciated, and we will see you next week.